everyone. Hi.
Hello, hello, hello. Akedue. Welcome to the Evelyn Marsh Network. We are all about the 6 E's.
Yes.
Educate, exposed, entertain, evangelize, empower, and elevate. I am your friend, your sister,
Your sister,
and your girl,
your girl,
Evelyn
Evelyn
March. And
March.
guess what? We love you, and we love you by force.
He is a big God. He's a biggie God. And I want to welcome you to the Evelyn Marsh Network. This is your girl, Evelyn Marsh, right here on this beautiful Sunday evening on the Evelyn Marsh Network. We have a very great topic, interesting topic to discuss tonight, and it's going to be fun. We have, I mean, they are experts. These are not people that are just talking just to talk, okay? So they know what they are talking. So we're going to be learning a lot tonight or this evening. So bring your pots, your spoons, your cups, your plates, your mama, your papa, your granddaddy, your grandmommy, bring your uncle, your aunties, your children. This is the platform where children can even come and learn and listen. And so everybody, you are welcome here tonight, and let us learn and grow together. I also want to wish you a happy and a blessed Sunday. What a wonderful Sunday evening. Yeah. I'm excited because I had a treat today. My birthday was the 16th, but it seems like it is not going away anytime soon. Was the 16th of February. And I keep getting surprises, gifts, treats here and there. It's a wonderful year. And so today you're going to listen to one of the gifts that I got, the many gifts that I got for my birthday. You're going to see and listen to that. And so I'm very excited for that. But I want to say, if you went to church in person or online today, I hope you had a wonderful time. I hope you enjoy yourself in the Word of God, the fellowship, the music, and everything else. Um, I also want to wish you a happy birthday. If you are celebrating your birthday today, last week, or this week, and your anniversary, I want to wish you a happy birthday and anniversary celebration from the Evelyn Marsh Network to you. If you are mourning the loss of your loved ones, we want to say we are sorry from the bottom of our heart. Please accept our deepest sympathy. Now, I'm gonna bring on my boo chupu, my personal handbag, my beauty box, my heartbeat, and my toothache, and my beautiful co-host. Oh yeah.
Welcome, everyone. Wherever you are watching from, I want to thank you for tuning in to the Evelyn Marsh Network. We are excited today for March 1st, actually. And I want to say welcome to the new month. Well, tonight, I
Yeah.
just want to invite you all again to tune in tonight because we have a very special conversation. And I
Okay.
want you to bring your pen and paper because we're about to learn certain things that some of us may not know how to deal with it, but the experts are here and they're gonna dive down into that topic to help some of us. Okay, so while you're doing that, I don't want you to forget, subscribe to our channel on YouTube, TikTok, and every social media platform. And if you missed tonight's show, it will be aired for those that are out of country. It will be aired on Success FM Radio Liberia 100.9.
Right, nine. Yep.
And that is located in Kakatan, Magibi County.
Got it right. You get in there. You got it right. Right pronunciation too. Yeah.
So don't forget, you can listen to the show from Kakatan, or you can also come right on the Evelyn Marsh platform, either YouTube or Facebook, and listen to it from there. You know, Facebook keep deleting our videos, but we will keep posting those videos back again, so you guys don't miss out all these training and conversation that we are having every Sunday. So with that being said, bring your whole generation and let's dive down into the conversation. All righty.
Okay. So again, we want to welcome you to the Evelyn Marsh Network. And what a special day. I really want to oh, Lord, where do I start from? I want to say thanks to my mom and dad who surprised me today. And you. I'm not gonna say anything much, but I want to give a shout out to Pastor Bemo and his beautiful wife, Miss Amelia Yancy Bemo. They surprised me today, and the birthday keep getting better. So March, borrow me a week or two, please. Let me enjoy this thing. Let me, you know why I have teeth? Let me chew the boom. Okay. So on that note, I'm going to play a song here, and it's one of my birthday gift to me. It's a special song just for me. That my brother wrote, my buddy, Michael Walker. You know the guy that did Deveo, 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 Deveo.
I always fighting with me.
Deveo, Deveo, from Glorious Land. He wrote this song for me. So there we go. Join me, dance, and celebrate. Um,
Happy birthday again.
Birthday again to me.
Heavenly Mars, today's your day. It is time to rejoice. The blessing of God is upon you. Begin to laugh so hard, enjoy your day. Make a wish as the candles shake. Happy birthday, Heavenly Mars. This song's for you. Hey, hey. Here's to every little dream coming true. Raise your glass, let the good times start. Happy birthday, Heavenly, from the bottom of the heart. Put on your dancing shoes. Jump right on the floor, let's start the party. Yes, friends on the floor waiting, enjoy your day. Whoa, DJ start this song. Happy birthday, Heavenly March, this song's playing. Oh yeah, it's to every little dream coming true. Raise a glass, let the good times start. Happy birthday, Heavenly, from the bottom of my heart. Wishing you many more happy years to come. This night is all about you. If you fall, don't like give up. We are right here lifting you up, hand in hand. Happy birthday, March. This song's for you. Here's to every little dream coming true. Begin the fun, let the good times start. Happy birthday, Evelyn, from the bottom of my heart. Evelyn Hoy, you're a work of art, baby.
Bujubu, whether you like it or not, I'm saying this. Oh,
Evelyn Mars, today's your day. It is time to rejoice, the blessing of God is upon you. Begin to laugh so hard, enjoy your day. Make a wish as the candles shake. Happy birthday, Evelyn Mars, this song's for you. Hey, hey, it's to every little dream coming true. Raise your glass, let the good times start. Happy birthday, Evelyn, from the bottom of my heart. Put on your dancing shoes, jump right on the floor, let's start the party. There's friends on the floor waiting, enjoy your day. Whoa, DJ start this song. Happy birthday, Evelyn March, this song's for you. Oh yeah, it's to every little dream coming true. Raise a glass, let the good times start. Happy birthday, Evelyn, from the bottom of my heart. Wishing you many more happy years to come. This night is all about you. If you fall, don't like give up. We are right here lifting you up, hand in hand. Happy birthday, Evelyn March, this song's for you. Here's to every little dream coming true. Begin the fun, let the good times start. Happy birthday, Evelyn, from the bottom of my heart. Happy birthday, Evelyn. After all your years. Happy birthday, Evelyn. Enjoy your Evelyn, Evelyn, you're a work of art, baby.
You are a work of art.
I am. Oh man, Michael, thank you so much. I love the song. I love the song. I love the song. I love the song. Okay, on that note, Pujubu, please let us not waste any time here. Welcome. There are people on here coming. Let's do this.
Yes,
Do
we
this. Let's start
do
parade.
have people.
Let's do it. Let's do it. Let's do it before I get on a character.
I kid you. All right, to our listeners, our audience, we want to say welcome again to the Evelyn March Network. This is it. We want to welcome Sis Nana, your way, childhood friend.
Yeah, I trouble so good.
Yeah, your childhood friend. Welcome, Sis Nana. Pastor Zelda, we want to say welcome. She said, I'm here. Oh, we're not leaving you behind. We're not leaving you behind. One of God says, yeah, welcome. She said, yeah, hello, everyone.
Oh,
Welcome. It's been a minute. Welcome back. Says, bless SC. She said, watching all the way from Ghana. Good morning on my end, everyone. I am blessed to be here. Welcome again and good morning on your end. Good evening to us on our end. Or good, yeah, some places afternoon. Okay. Y'all can't believe me or I am America. So good morning, good evening. Welcome. Sis Emma, we want to say welcome.
Welcome, my African queen.
She say we are here. Sis Bless SC were enjoying herself with the dance.
Oh,
she was in a comment session here dancing. Sis Zelda said she loved the video.
Oh, thank you.
Sis Sharon loved the video too. Welcome, Sis Sharon.
Thank you.
This woman can get her. I will not talk it. But Sis Sharon, I stay waiting for more food.
You know what? We don't take money from anybody, but we promote her, but we take money from her. Okay?
Wow.
We'll do her flyer and promote it, but we'll take money from her.
Yes, we will. Welcome, Grandmom. She said, hi, ladies. It's a pleasure to always join you guys.
Hi, mother.
Welcome. Uncle Mike. Welcome, Uncle Mike.
Hi, my buddy.
He was in the comment section to
Hi,
enjoying
How are
himself.
you?
But sis Bless and sis and brother Mike, both of you are just enjoying yourself in that comment section today. Sis Sharon say, all right, oh, you just promote me and steal all the money from me. Alrighty. Yes, I believe that is it. Again, if you are watching, I'm looking on my screen here. I don't see anything. But if you are watching and you have not been recognized, please, just make a comment and we will recognize you. Oh, I believe Brother Masayan Dauber, as a parent of EMCLC, we are watching from Plymouth. Welcome,
Yay! Welcome, welcome, welcome.
welcome.
CLC in the house.
My
Welcome.
my first mate, my friendly me.
Oh,
Welcome, friendly me. Brother Cyrus, he said, I'm just passing you. You can't always pass. You got to say something.
welcome, stars.
Sis Emma, she said, I love the background, ladies. Thank you, thank you, thank
Thank
you.
you.
And Brother Alvin Hayes, watching from home, wherever that home is.
Brother
I believe
Isaac,
that's
thanks for
Chicago.
being here. He's here. It
Oh,
is
okay, Minnesota, Minnesota.
from his home of comfort, I guess.
Yes. Sis Bless Essie, she said, happy blessed birthday to my beautiful mommy, to you again. More love from
Thank
me.
you, my love. Thank you, my love.
Y'all showing there was too much love. We already enter March. My
I
flocking are
let
good
us
loading.
know. This birthday this year is very special. But anyways,
My flocking are loading for me after this show. Welcome, says Yana. She said, I'm watching you.
welcome, sis. Thanks for being here.
No man will understand my flocking are loading for me. But I love you guys. Thank you again too for tuning in. Okay, we are not gonna waste any more time. We are here to dive down into this conversation, normalizing mental health and destigmatizing conversation in the church. So we in therapy in the church, sorry. We are gonna dive down into this conversation. We have our guests always willing to come on the show and educate us for those of us that are dealing with something. So we are not gonna waste time. We are gonna bring them on. What Brother Sarah say here? Always a pleasure watching this show. I will always support. Happy special birthday, EM Jonetta. I will bring the switch.
Thanks, Cyrus.
I'm not gonna deal with you right now. Just bye. So yes, the guests I decided I finally made a friend. I don't know if I'm gonna say friend or friendly me as well, but
Whatever, me.
this man of God, I was telling my mom, I said this man of God, that was my first time actually really noticing because when I met him yesterday, I was like, okay, who is this? But I didn't know. I'm confessing. But the man of God and myself, we clicked, And I just learned something about not say it on this show. I just learned something right before we came on this show. But that's it. Now I can understand what my head had.
It's a
So
gift.
it's a gift.
Yeah. When your head
Hard-headedness is a gift. So without wasting time, everyone, I'm gonna bring on my new friend in Christ, and our one. Well, he's not a one and only, but our own pastor who's gonna be diving down into the conversation, Pastor John Dre Taylor. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome, man of God.
of
Sister earlier, I saw you dancing. I didn't know you had bow level.
All right.
oh my gracious. You see?
That
You
thing I saw.
full legs.
That thing I saw. So,
I do. That's all part of the package. The view.
okay. I just say that what I saw. Mm.
And then, without wasting time, our one and only, the doctor of EMN,
Yeah.
the man who wears multiple hats,
Mhm.
hats, whether in the evangelism side, or what are taking care of our mental stability or whatever it is, whether the man is looking at us, to see if something has screw missing from there. But he wears multiple hats. Yeah, no, definitely something has screw missing, but we'll
Really?
get to
That's
that.
what you can be looking for?
But our own set own, the one who can leave the show no matter what it is.
We'll get him.
Our mentor, our
We'll go
coach,
search for him when he leaves. We'll bring him back.
Dr. Sam G. Bond.
Thank
Yay!
you. And tonight wearing blue hat.
Ah, you wear multiple hats. Welcome, says Wallet. Thank you for tuning in. She said, "Hello, family."
Thanks for being here.
Thank you, thank you. Tatakman, we understand that you wear multiple hats, but again, I want to welcome you both again back to EMN. Tonight, Tatakman is not in co-host area, but he is here as a guest. So without wasting any time, I would like you guys to introduce yourself and tell us the role that you're playing and the multiple hats that you wear. So please, starting with Pastor Gentry, please introduce yourself.
Okay, I'm going to introduce myself in this way for a reason, because of the kind of conversation we're having today. So, I'm Gentry Taylor. I got a bachelor's degree in theology. I got a master's degree in theology. I got a master's degree in public administration and a master's degree in clinical mental health.
Can you
This is important because of the kind of conversations we're going to have tonight.
Yeah.
Okay. But I also serve as the pastor of the Philadelphia Church International Ministries here in Minnesota. Trying to recruit the two sisters here and this brother to join the church. Because in my church, we are looking for members. So I'm a pre-licensed psychotherapist working in the counseling community here, both amongst Caucasian and our black and brown community. So serving in the dual role, you see that there's the pastoral side and there's the professional counseling side, all intermixed in what we do. So, this is who I am, and it's a pleasure being on the show.
welcome, sir?
Welcome again. Dr. Kwan?
Yeah, I ain't got no 5 masters, but so we got one new title for Gentry now, Master of
back to
Everything.
the sender.
All right.
Man.
I'm Dr. Champagne. I am a mental health provider here in the Twin Cities. And this is a very interesting topic we are on here tonight. And last time we attempted it, I was supposed to be a host, but my mom was running a little bit too much on the guest side. So tonight they called me back and said, "You're not going to be a host tonight." They'll be asking me questions so that we can help explain. And I can't wait to hear or to share what I think I know about therapy among Christians. Those of you who are not Christians tonight, that in the lecture will be based on um, mental health based on Christian principles. And I can't wait to share.
Yeah.
Amen. Alrighty, Mother, I'm going to turn the floor over to you now, and you can proceed.
Thank you, my beautiful.
I got my pen and paper here.
Okay, I have mine too. It's right here. I can prepare. Okay, so thank you, Puchubu. Thanks for always doing an awesome job. So Dr. Kwan and Taylor.
Master Gentry.
Oh, my country.
The whole
What
you
a
did for me,
Janita.
the whole you did for me at John Wall.
What's up, both people on this platform?
But
But it's awesome. It's really awesome. Now let's get into this. What is when you talk about normalizing mental health, dehumanizing, stigmatizing conversation, and Christian therapy and all of this, it's just so many words for the layman to understand. But what is it? What actually does it mean, and what is it?
Um, Treating mental health as every part of health. So you know, let me start by saying the brain, the head, is part of the body. So just as you would go uh, to go treat your stomach running, or you will go treat, yourself for cold, you can treat yourself. I mean, you can go and get treatment for um, um, mental issues. So normalizing it has to do with it, talking about it openly. Is like you can be ashamed to say I got asthma. You can be ashamed to say my head is hurting. So normalizing it is being able to talk about it openly and respond without shame, where we can connect people to support early so they can get the support they need for whatever mental issue or health issue they're going through. That's what normalizing it is. Making it an everyday talk. Like so, I can tell you, Sister Evelyn, I've been having running stomach, and you will say, "Did you take something?" Also, I can also tell you, say, I've been suffering from some serious anxiety and panic attacks. You know, or I've been going through a lot. Life has hit me, and I've been going through a lot. Um, you know, it feels more like a depression, and there's no motivation. I'm down and all that. So we can talk about it. The same way we can talk about stomach running, we can talk about headache and all that, normalizing it without any shame associated. So that's normalizing this whole conversation around mental health. Dr. Park can
Well,
help me.
to add to what Pastor Gentry was saying, um, the reason we have stigma in dealing with mental illnesses is because most of us refuse to accept it as a natural occurrence, right? Um, you got a heart, you get heart problem, high blood pressure, you can get heart attack, you get chest pains, you get cholesterol, right? You got bones, you got bone problem. You got skin, you got skin problem. You got brain, you also got brain problem, right? However, when we have issues with the rest of our body, we don't seem to be ashamed to talk about it. But when we have problem that has to do with the way we think or the way we feel, then we have problems talking about that, and that what creates the stigma.
Mhm.
And what we want to help talk about tonight is to help spread the knowledge that it is okay as long as we are in this mortal body. Every part of our body can have problem,
All right.
right?
All
The
right.
same way it's okay the day somebody tell you you got high blood pressure, you don't mind talking about it. The day they tell you you got depression or you got OCD or even schizophrenia, you should be able to talk about it, right? And as long as we make that like a normal thing, then the stigma will go away.
Okay.
And when the stigma goes away, it will be easy for more people that are experiencing these problems to actually come and seek help. Now, tonight we'll be focused on people who consider themselves Christians when they have these problems. they still seem to be ashamed to even talk about it, right? And if you don't talk about it, it's very hard for you to get help. So then it's like, okay, we want to normalize it in a way that if it happens to you or it is happening to you currently, you will know that, God also provided resources that can help you.
So why we don't talk about it as Christians? To stigmatize this conversation since you brought in as Christians. Now, so let me just speak as a pastor now. That's why I introduced myself the way I did, to make this point, because there's so much labels and moral judgment attached to people struggling with mental issue. There is a statement as a Christian: you are weak. You lack faith, um, um, and you're not praying. Just trust God. You can be saying that such things. Your confession is wrong. So these are statements that are made that sounds so judgmental, um, and cause many persons not to seek help or look forward to getting help because of uh, their situation. you know. And like you said, if you don't, the same way your stomach running, you try to get help, you tell somebody about it. It's the same way you're going through something that is impeding your normal functioning, mentally impeding your normal functioning. You want to get help.
Okay, so that's great. So now let's talk about spirituality and the mental health struggles. And I think you just said a little bit about it, but let's go into details here. How can we distinguish between a spiritual battle and a mental health condition? Or do they both overlap with each other, or how do you tell the difference?
Yes, they do overlap, and wisdom in discerning what needs what is very, very important. Many people can experience spiritual distress and mental health symptoms together. Okay, for example, a trauma can distort how someone sees God. Okay, um, we have had folks that going through deep trauma and come to question, good Christians, and come to question the existence of God because of the things they're going through.
Yeah.
Um, um, and and if God is really God, why would He sit there and this thing happen to me? People grieving, people going through trauma, depression. It has a way of numbing our desire to pray. You know what depression does? A lack of motivation. You're just lying around the place. The things you used to enjoy doing, you don't enjoy them anymore, and you just affected. It inhibits your normal functioning and takes away that joy, and that lasts for. It's normal. Maybe something happened, say you lost a loved one. It's normal to mourn, to grieve and all that. But then when that start to take a protracted period, to the point where it start to inhibit your functioning, and cause you to lose the joy of living and the joy of things you used to do before. That now comes into an area of grief and depression and all that needs help, that calls for help. So yes, there is, even anxiety can mimic spiritual fear. I mean, always this panic attack, everything just raises your heart. You worry about things that doesn't exist. And all this is just in your mind. So yes, there are times that they overlap, but it takes the discernment. So you got to watch for the patterns. Like I said, the impairment, how it impairs, and its persistence. Those are some indicators that say, look, this is just more than spiritual now. This is a mental issue that is happening. Dr. Kwan?
Oh yeah. There is an overlap, but nobody should be pressured to figure out whether they want a mental health or they want a spirituality. That's why you have professionals in the area,
Correct.
right? So, when we talk about mental illnesses, we talk about anything that impacts how you think, how you feel, and how you behave.
Yeah.
So, if you have any condition or any issue that is negatively impacting the way you think, the way you feel, or the way you behave. That's why we are here. We are resources. When I talk to Christians, especially in the Twin Cities area, say we are resources that God provided for you, right? The same way, even though you got your own Bible and you got YouTube, you got all that one, Sunday, you still go to church and listen to somebody who God provides as a resource to be your pastor, right? So then there is also a resource, the same way like if Pastor Gentry was talking about if you had dysentery or you had diarrhea, God provided doctors and medication and stuff to deal with that. He also provided professionals that can deal with the way you think, the way you feel, and the way you behave. So whenever you yourself start to feel, we all know depression is a normal part, right? Everything in life comes in two, right? You get up and down, light and dark, God and devil, evil and good, right? You got everything got the opposite. So as long as we got joy, there's also depression that's the opposite of joy, right? So it's a normal thing that happens in life. When it happens to you, don't sit over there and just let it suck the life out of you, right? One of the
Mm-hmm.
things I remind people is Jesus said he came to give you life and give it more abundantly, right? So now if the life you live in is not considered abundant and you're just living day to day, right? It's like, okay, maybe I need to go talk to somebody and
Mm-hmm.
see whether there's an issue with the way I think or the way I feel. Because the way you're behaving is impacted. Those two things impact the way you behave, the way you see things, the way you interpret things. All those things are impacted by the way you think and the way you feel. So
Okay.
most people in this place, it's a normal thing for them to just go see a therapist once in a while just to check their thoughts and their mood out. You can go the same way you go to a doctor to do your physical. You don't wait to get sick before you go there. Every year you go and say, hey, just check me out. I ain't nothing wrong with me, but I just want to make sure a doctor can say it, right? So you come, we check you out. We say, yeah, I nothing wrong with the way you're thinking and the way you're feeling, and you're good to go, right? And we remind people if you come to see us when you think you're normal, that if it ever happens to the time where something happens to you, at least we know how you used to be when you thought you were normal. If you will only come to us when you think things are not normal, and then you are coming to us at a time when you are sick, we may have a hard time taking you back the way you used to be if we
Mm.
never saw you that time. So it's a good thing for everybody to go see a therapist at least once a year and check themselves out so that they can live that life that they deserve.
And let me jump in here and say, I give you some practical examples, and from both a professional Christian place, as a professional clinician, and a pastor. So I got one of my clients, I'm dealing with. To be honest with you, and to Evelyn, when the man told me the job he does and how much money he makes, so but then he got anxiety. I asked myself, what did he get anxiety for?
You never know.
What did they call you for? I mean, if I make that kind of money and look at problem. You boy, where you are? That change places, then you will know what they call anxiety. You know, when your table pay can take you home, then you will know what they call anxiety. But you know, but this guy is making 4 digits. I mean 6 digits, and and he tells me that he gets these panic attacks and becomes very anxious and have all this heart raising and all that every time he sees an email from his boss.
Hmm.
Um, and he will ask the boss and he said, no, it mean anything wrong to you. But he said every time he sees it, he has and he wants to respond. He wants to do this and and am I doing something wrong? Am I going to lose my job? Watch this. He was in the company before that had to shut down. He was making over 400,000 that had to shut down, even to the pay him off handsomely. And then he got this other job that pays him, as much, even more. And he's good at his job. He's been doing his job for almost 30 years. He knows what he's doing. Yet, what happened in the past, and he carries this trauma. Then he sees something from his boss and says, this thing. And the company did not fire him, it did not lay him off. The company shut down and yet recognized and paid him off.
Hmm.
Yet. So we go back to why you're experiencing this when the email comes. What comes up to you, and why does it come up? Short of long as we probe, he discovered that he's a fixer. He always wants to fix things, and sometimes the email is just passing information or something, and then his work style. He's a more meticulous, a person. Guy, 1, 2, 3, 4. The boss works on her feet, thing on her feet, and so as something come up, she throws it out. That's the thing that gets this man anxious, and it's affecting him to the point now it start to reflect in the home. I mean, he will go home and he will not want to sleep, and everything he be thinking about if they did everything right and something. And all we did was go back to think about your job. Do you know? Yes. Do you something? Okay. Why are you thinking that? We went to automatic thoughts. We went to irrational thoughts. Challenging irrational thoughts, challenging automatic thoughts, and just the CBT model and all that. Then he began to see, oh, okay, it's not about what's happening at my job, it's about what's happening in my head.
Mm-hmm.
So this is what some of the things we call devil and all that happening to us may just be some wrong thought pattern. I want to talk about something about our core values. Some of us develop core values based on the things that were done to us growing up or the things that we heard about ourselves. I had another client who she's now 33, 34, married, got this very good job, doing so very well. But the things that were told her when she was a kid, coming up from siblings, dad and mom just wanted two kids. You came as a mistake, and you were this and you were that and all that. And dad and mom celebrating the first two always, treat her like so. Even in her marriage, she doesn't feel good enough.
Hmm.
And when you tell her, see how much you achieve and all that, she goes back to her growing up, her days, what happened. So, I mean, you have to go back to her core values, those things that she started to hold on as her ultimate truth, and help her to see that, hey, this was then, but this is not who you are, and help her to see herself. So when you think about um, 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 mental health and therapy. It's not people crazy. They're very smart people. People going through things, but just issues that that serves as impairment to their functioning. You know, and serve as impairment to the functioning. And emotional overload. Even as therapists, you hear things, and you say you get emotional overloaded. I'll give you another example. So there is this young boy, 16 years old. Mom is trying to be protective and African American, and she doesn't. I mean, she's a middle school teacher, so she sees what happens and all that, and she's trying to be protective, give them everything at home. Come from school straight to home, or you want to do something, carry in another program and this other program, and all that's happening, and he feels that he's not heard, and he considers the protection from mom a prison. He can express himself because when he expresses himself, mom interpret it as he needs to find something else to be doing. So she will put him in another program. So you know what happened to him? He just emotionally shut down.
Wow.
And you can shut down emotions. You know, it will find way to express itself. So he just carried this flat accent and his effect is just cold. Affect is just cold. And he doesn't smile, he doesn't laugh, he doesn't. Everything is bold, and he just feel exhausted. He will hardly talk. He just keeping all this in. There's a book called "The Body Keeps the Score." The body will take, but you can't put aside your emotions. Okay, so the body is storing all these things, and like you putting things in jar, and the jar full, but you still trying to force it there, and the body shows that it's tired carrying all the emotions through the exhaustion. You always tired. The boredom and all that. So these are things that people face. You know, marital issues. You can you gotta show outside that everything already you're smiling, but inside and you're breaking down.
That's a big one.
You know, and you're breaking down. Okay, and somebody takes it. Just pray. Just trust God. You might just need to talk to a professional to help you. And sometimes all you need is just a non-judgmental space to talk. I have had clients that will come in the whole 50 minutes, they will just be doing the talking. And you just be doing the nodding and okay, why do you think that? And that's all. They just wanted a space to just let out that nobody would judge them, nobody would say anything, and just let it out. So it's not it's not against therapy. It's not against Bible. It's supposed Bible. So let's go to Bible. The Bible says all good and perfect gifts come from above. Therapy, that bad gift, that bad thing. So if it's not a bad thing, then it comes from God. The devil will not do good for you. Look, let me tell you, devil, that devil. You move the D that evil, you put a
Right.
D that
Evil.
devil.
Yep.
Devil, evil devil. Devil will not do you good. so if it's good, then it's not of the devil. Okay? And it's not a lack of faith.
Mm.
Mm. Okay, so we are talking about normalizing mental health and uh, um,
It's all right.
the
Frozen.
word, the word ran
Stigmatizing.
Destigmatizing.
stigmatizing. The word just ran away from my head. Stigmatizing conversation of Christian therapy. And he was talking, or they are talking, the both of them, and I'm listening keenly. A lot of things running through my head. But if you are on here, we are focusing on Christians, okay? Those who go to church. We are focusing on them because in the church these days, I mean, a lot of things go on, and we don't know how to distinguish mental health from spiritual attack. So, everything we spiritualize it in the church, everything. And so
Yep.
if you, if even you can even learn from this, even if you are now a church goer or you are now a believer. So everybody here to learn. So um now let's talk about medication. I know that I have heard some churches um will say that the members shouldn't take um, medication. It is against the Christian principles and stuff like that, especially for mental health, or maybe they can take blood, or what have you. What will you say to those people?
So, I respect people's faith, okay? But there's a thin line between faith and foolishness,
Awa.
okay? So, if, say, for example, you have a headache or you have a running stomach, a diarrhea that been going for days, and you just passing water like that, and you can take a tablet that can check the stomach, and you say because Pastor Gentry said that when you have faith in God, um, um, you can pray and something, and the stomach still running. Pray, because we know ultimately God is a healer. Okay, so let's go back to scripture. Jesus will pour mud on somebody and face and tell them to go wash so they can open their eyes. Then you will see another blind and say, your faith has made you whole. Then you will see another blind, then you will put your hand on it. The same blind, but just different means, different methods, to provide the same healing. Similarly, God will use different means. If your faith has developed to the place where you can trust Him for instant divine healing, wonderful. If it hasn't, that you can trust the tablet, pray and trust God that through the tablet, the use of the tablet. Again, I just said to you, don't forget this. The devil can provide you tablet to get healed. Jesus said the devil came for three reasons: to steal, to kill, and to destroy. If those three things are anything you're doing will work against those three things, then you know it's not of the devil. Then you know it's not of the devil. If it's killing you, then you know it's of the devil. If it's destroying you, you know it's of the devil. If it's saving your life, you know it cannot be of the devil. Okay? It cannot be of the devil. People can take medicines and have a reaction. They can go for surgery, so we trust God, we have faith, we pray, and we say, God, Dr. Bible say He provided us as
Resources.
resources, and we trust God that the resource you provide, direct them so that they can do it right. Okay, so medication, the same way you want to check your stomach from running, if there's a medication that can help you with your blood pressure, with your diabetes, they bring it part of the body. So if there's something that can help you with your memory, you quit to forget, and the quit to forget is not just age or whatever. They got that way. Then we can diagnose you with ADHD. When you have the two presenting symptoms, occurring, and different things presenting itself, you can go through the assessment and you come up with the ADHD, attention hyperactive deficit disorder, and attention that problem for you, or and you can remember things, and they got tablet to help to jump spark the brain. Take it. Okay. So it's not a lack of faith. As a matter of
No.
fact, I think it's a rare expression of my faith when I go for what is good provided by God.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right, I can come in there like since Gentry is giving example from practice, I will give example from the Bible, right? All right. So mental illness is all over in the Bible, right? But don't if you actually believe in the same God that we believe in, then you don't limit him to only do things the way you think it should be done,
Mm,
right? He can like Gentry had given the example about the blind people, but when it comes to depression, remember Elijah, right at the apex of his practice, where he had just defeated the Baal prophets, right? And the
Mhm.
queen wanted to kill him. He ran away and had to live in the swamp some places. He got
In the
depressed,
cave, yeah, in the
right?
cave, yeah.
He was
Mhm.
depressed, and he was like, God, in this whole country, how come
Kill
I'm
me.
the only Christian in the whole country? I mean, they don't call them Christian at that time, but he felt lonely, he felt alone, he felt all of that. Coming to how God provides, it says, the birds brought him food, right,
mm,
Mhm.
to eat. But then, was it the same guy? Was Elijah again? Or at the time when there was a farming and there
Mhm.
was no food,
Mhm.
God sent him to a widow,
Mhm.
right?
Mhm.
So at one time, God provided food by letting birds bring him food.
Mhm.
Another time, he sent him to a widow,
Mhm.
right?
Mhm.
So it's like God may have multiple ways of solving the problem. If you say, oh, in our God, you got to do it a certain way, then it's
mm,
like you are limiting God to your own understanding, right?
Mhm.
So that's where sometimes it's good to have a second voice or somebody else probably help you open up a little bit, right? Like Paul, right? The voice that came that made Paul blind could have opened his eyes the same day. But it didn't go to the town, wait for 3 days, and somebody else is going to come and help your eyes open again, right? The same voice could have just spoken and said 3 days from now, your eyes will open automatically. But God decided to use somebody else to help Paul eyes to open, right? So there are a lot of times in the Bible, like David. Okay, David had depression bouts several times. Every time he did something wrong, he couldn't keep on track. But he knew how to come back to God, and then he would do a little praise and worship and all that thing, and he didn't have to go to somebody else to pray over him. He could do his praise and worship by himself and admonish himself. So God has different ways of healing people. We are one of the ways that are available. If you believe that God should do all the healing through prayers, and you've been watching us in the past, I gave you 72 hours, 3 days, right? So if you pray for this thing like 3 days and you fast and pray, maybe make it 1 week. If you're fasting and praying did not solve the issue, that probably means God has a different way of helping you through this. And you just got to open up your minds a little bit to know that our God is not limited to what you think. So after you fast and pray about a certain thing, there should be some limit to say, okay, maybe I need another voice, I need another idea. Maybe God is trying to help me through a different channel so that you can open up to receive that blessing from you. There's no harm to seeking help. There's no harm. When you come, we check it out and we can help you. At least you can say you try that one too, right? But to say you will not try something based on your perception. There's a question in a comment there about, well, maybe people, the stigma is based on people calling every mental illness craziness, right?
There you go.
Uh,
There,
uh,
yeah.
so that's where the stigma come from. It might also come from in the past. Everybody that had mental illness was arrested, institutionalized. You have to live in the institution for the rest of your life and treated like a crazy person as well. So nobody wanted to identify with that. That is also true. But these things no longer are happening. They're not institutionalizing people all the time, right? You got group homes all over every city you live in. Those were people that used to be institutionalized. Now they live among us. The first antipsychotic medication was discovered like 1956, right? So anybody that had any schizophrenia before 1956, there was no treatment for it. That was why they institutionalized them. And then from 56 all the way to the end of the 70s, even the medications that were available, the side effects were also just as bad. And people didn't like taking them either, right? So it might help with the schizophrenia, but it didn't cause other issues. But since the 1980s up to now, there are so many different types of treatments. Some of them are so good, right? And people are now people who used to be institutionalized are now living among us. Some of them have full-time jobs. Some of them are professionals among us. And who you think gave the people, the scientists, who gave them the wisdom to come out with medication? If they're
If
not
it's
God,
good, if it's good, it's God.
yeah,
It's God.
yeah,
God,
yeah,
good is God,
yeah. So
right?
it's like if a scientist comes out with medication that can help you, why wouldn't you think that that was the act of God to provide something for you, right? So the medications are there, and we just don't throw them at people. Your doctor is going to do an assessment, and he's going to figure out which of these medications going to work good for you, right? So how you think, how you feel, and how you behave is what we deal with. And if there's anything wrong with any part of those things, if people keep telling you, man, the way you think is not straight, right? Like your own idea, you bring some idea, and somebody keeps saying, man, the way you thinking that, come check it out. If your mood is always down, or most of the time is down, if everybody can feel sad, right? Even Jesus felt sad. He cried. And when he saw a friend and cried, he like, man, even though he knew he was going to wake Lazarus back, but he was sad. He cried. It's okay. But when it goes on for 2 weeks and you're still in that mood, then you meet clinical criteria, right?
Yeah.
If you get
Amen.
sad and then you know you sad, somebody call you and they laughing again, or 2 days later you okay, that's fine. We all get sad. But your own sadness, when you go down, you stay around there for 2 weeks or longer than 2 weeks, then you need
Hmm.
to talk to somebody. That's not
Hmm.
what Christ died for, to keep you down there. He wants you to be lively,
Amen.
right?
Amen.
So
Yeah.
anxiety, the clinical definition of anxiety is somebody who worries too much about
Mm,
things they don't control,
Hmm.
mm,
right?
mm-hmm.
The war we're happening in Iran right now, you can't control
Power.
it, right? And you're gonna be losing sleep tonight because war somewhere that you don't control. The way other human beings behave, even that your own children, right? The way they behave, you pray over them. But if you're losing sleep and you worry, you're not thinking straight because you're worrying about things that you cannot control. Then you meet criteria to come talk to somebody. It's not normal. You right? So that's what the criteria for generalized anxiety is: worrying too much about things you do not control. The way your boss behave at work is
Hmm.
out of your control.
Hmm.
The way other people talk to other people, some people who not seeing they're doing it, right? Those
That's
things
what
are
it
all those things are all out of your control. But if you're spending too much time thinking about those things. At the time you spend thinking about them, that means you're not thinking about the thing you actually supposed to be thinking about. It becomes a problem, right? Now, when we talk about craziness, it always pops up. That's just one condition, right? In mental illness. We say how you think, how you feel, how you behave. Now, if there are people out there that the thing we used to consider as being crazy will fall in the category of schizophrenia, right? But that's just one condition out of 1,000, right? So, and schizophrenia, they have like people who hear voices that other people around them don't hear, or they see things that
Mm-hmm.
other people around them don't see,
Mm-hmm.
right? Also, like they believe something to be true, they believe something to be true, but we can find evidence to it. They say that person delusional, right? Because we now check all what the thing they say true. We can find evidence to it. Or the paranoid, the things that somebody is hunting them, somebody is tracking them or trying to do something to them. But we now look all over. We can find the people that, or we can find a good reason why somebody will be after the person. Then they say the person's paranoid, right? Those are the things we used to call craziness. Either you're having hallucinations, you're delusional, or you're having paranoid. But there are so many other conditions that all fall under the big umbrella of of um,
Mental
of
illness.
mental illness, and
Mm-hmm.
people keep running to that one, which is a small subset, right?
Mm-hmm.
About how we
And
think. Yeah, go
yeah,
ahead.
and that's where I want to, pay attention to, because like you said, when you think about, especially in our community and in the church, by the time you say mental illness, I know somebody said to me, he said, "Oh, that crazy boy you dealing with, I know the boy you dealing with that crazy boy." I said, "Really?"
Yeah, I got a
Because
cousin that called me crazy people doctor.
you know,
Every time,
because
every time somebody call me doctor when he dies, say, "Oh, I'm not a doctor only for crazy people." I say, "Yeah, okay. One day you'll come see me, right?"
so is the definition given to mental illness, mental health, and things like that. But how many of us here, just on this line, that can say life can happen? And life can happen to the point where sometimes, it beats you flat to the ground.
Yeah.
And it's not that you don't have faith, but but life just happens. And you just need somebody to talk to. You need a safe space
Yeah.
um, to talk about it and all that. I give you again. I'm doing this to say a Christian brother, African Christian brother. He comes in, and 3 years ago, the mom died. She died in Kenya. At the time, he's having immigration issues, legal issues. So he does everything. He sends all the money he can send. He does everything he can, but he doesn't show up for the funeral. 3 years afterwards, this guy is still grieving and suffering depression to the place, no motivation. I mean, when that thing come over him, he drinks himself to, and he next time when he finds himself, he's in emergency.
Oh wow.
Okay, what's going on? So he said no, and they told him, say, you need to go see a therapist. What's going on? Um, there's the belief back home that the way you show love to your parent, you show love, you will be there for their funeral. You will do this, you will do that, and all that. And because he couldn't do that, he goes about believing that,
Yes.
he disappointed his mom and he something. So I mean, he just come to talk about it. So we talk about the culture and all that. Started asking, truth be told, did you have the means to go? He said no. Truth be told, do you think your mom feels bad? He said no. You think your mom would have wanted you to go and you get in trouble and you can't come back? He said no. You think, and all that. So where the thinking coming from? Where the whole something coming from? That your thing playing your head. Have anybody told you that because you don't go for your man thing, you don't love your man? He said no. Okay. And by the time we started to dive and probe, and he just told me himself, he says, wow. And what I was doing, what intervention I was using, dealing with grief and all that. We call it the CBT model. He will tell you, you know, a cognitive behavior and therapy. Just thinking about the way you think affects the way you feel, and the way you feel will inform the way you behave, or the way you behave will affect the way you think, it affect the way you feel. I mean, just going through explaining what the theory is, explaining different way of thinking, and all that, he started to sit down and say, you know, the thing that nonsense. I've been holding my life. My mom in her grave. You think your mom in your grave holding him? He said no, and all that. So why have you been holding yourself down? That's all therapy is. That's all therapy is. Think about it. Um, 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 Sometimes, you know, like I said, life happens, and our take home can't take us home, and then everything else is just falling up all around you, and you're not think, you're not something, and nothing. I mean, this thing just get you down and depressed, and when you, lo and behold, when you start to fire yourself, you start losing the joy, you start losing the you know your mood just, and with time, it's just that you just continue to go down. Okay, in front of people, you try to fake a smile, but everything is that's you know the thing is impeding your functioning. You need to come to sit with somebody and let's talk it. A couple came in, and um, I asked, you know, as always, we say, what brings you in today? We don't say what's wrong with you. We say, you know, that will know. They say, what's happening? You know, what's happening is different from what's wrong with you. Okay. Um, and the wife want to explain, you know, I feel that we're not having XYZ, and suddenly emotionally we are going apart. I asked the husband, you know, listen to your wife. What comes to you? He said no. He said, Gentry, when you buy tools in a house and put it in a house, it's not because, say, you buy plumbing tools and put it in a house. It's not because you got leakage in the house. You put in the tools in the house, so just in case you got leakage, you got the tools to fix it. He said, I came here so I can get tools. So the day there's leakage in the marriage, I know how to fix it using the tools that I have in the house already. Therapy. Therapy. Okay.
That's
So
a
so
smart idea.
yeah,
Smart.
yeah, you know, therapy. So by the time we start discussing, I told you, he said, when I said something, he said, you see, this is a tool I'm carrying home to know how to talk through issues, you know. So that's what therapy is, you know. It got nothing to do with, I mean, it got something to do with, but just to narrow the whole thing to the way we think. I mean, and crazy, that's not a fair definition of what a mental illness is, and that's why we have problem in church where um, when you want to say, you know, I'm feeling depressed, that's negative confession. Don't say that. You got to speak faith. So let me go back to the Bible. Dr. Kwang, Abraham is called the father of faith, right?
Right.
Good. The Bible says in Romans 4, verse 18, against hope, he hoped. That's how much faith this guy had. When there was no reason of hoping, he hoped.
Hmm.
In verse 19 of that Romans 4, Paul says, um, Abraham acknowledged that he was old and impotent.
Hmm.
He also acknowledged that his wife was barren, you know, but yet he did not waver at the promise of God. Here's the point I want to make. This is the father of faith who is acknowledging
He
his
had a
wife is,
problem. Hmm.
yes, that he has a problem. Acknowledging that I have a problem is not a lack of faith.
No.
Okay, how do I solve it if I don't acknowledge it, if I don't recognize it? And sometimes my recognition of the problem may um, um, give me the referral. Somebody can refer me to get the help I need.
Exactly.
Okay,
So like they say correctly identifying the problem is 50% of the solution,
correct.
right?
Yeah,
And sometimes some people linger in their condition so long because they don't correctly identify the problem, right? So you hear like you've been here 10 years now, you can't get any good job, 18. Maybe somebody tie your neighbor string somewhere in your village in Riverside County, right?
that could be
And
true.
sometimes well,
Why you
sometimes
gotta
I
carry
was
it to
about
me?
to
What's that?
say
Yeah,
it just pop up in my head, right?
yeah, because
But
it
it
get
could
it
also
wrong.
be, it could also be the words you speak, the way you think, right? If you that some of you maybe you got hurt before by one man, and then you believe that all men are dogs, right? You keep saying it, it's in your head. So then even if a good man come to you, because the way you think about men is that way, you also start to treat this good man like as if he were a dog. And then in the end, he turned out to be like a dog. And then it is a self fulfilling prophecy, but because of your way of thinking, you don't recognize that maybe you are creating all the doors that keep coming around you, right? But coming to see us, let's check out, right? Maybe the way you think, the kind of men that are coming around you is based on the kind of way you think about men, right? So if we change the way you think about men, then you will start to see other men that are different than the ones that you used to see before, right? So when we say the issue about how people think is not just about thinking paranoid or delusional, right? There are certain people who came to this place. Um, when I came to this country, all the people I came to, they were nursing assistants, right? And then when I'm like, man, I'm not doing this. I want to do more than this. Like what? Then when I wanted to become a nurse, they're like, man, that thing a woman then job, right? So then, no, they don't want to do it. When we say the way you think, we're not just saying thinking hallucinations or delusion or stuff, but the life you are experiencing now has a lot to do with the way you think, the words you speak, right? The things that you believe. You are limited today by your belief system. Who can you be? You remember when you were 10 years old, when your parents asked you, where you going to be when you grow up? You say, I'll be a doctor. Now you're 20-year-old now and say, who you going to be when you grow up? I don't know. Or you're like, or like, well, will that be here, right? You now your way of thinking has even changed to the place where it's limiting your experiences in life, right? So when we say we talk about how your thought impacts your life, we're not talking about craziness. We're thinking about, listen, man, are you living the abundant life? Right? If you really believe Jesus came all the way from heaven to die for you so you can enjoy life, are you enjoying it now? And
Mm.
if you're not enjoying it, do you believe that it was his sacrifice was it enough for you, or is it because the way you think and the things you believe are the things that are limiting you,
Okay.
right? I come in, Pastor. Let me give another example from the Bible. Like the Roman guy, a Roman soldier, he was not a Jew, he was not Christian. Jesus was not even preaching to him at that time, right? When he had a sick servant, hey, kid of Jesus, and say, man, I got a sick servant. You can heal people, man. Please help my servant, man. I really need that person. And Jesus said, okay, I'll come by later. And the soldier said, you don't even have to come there. Just speak the word. I know my child will get, but my servant will get sick. And Jesus was like, God. He said, if your Jews think like this Roman guy that he's thinking, There's
Mm.
nothing you can accomplish, right? He said, this
Mm.
guy, I ain't even preached to him yet.
Mm.
But his belief system that I don't have to go and touch the person. I don't have to go lay hands. I can just speak from where I sit it down and
Mm.
servant will be healed. That
Mm.
kind of faith, right?
Mm.
That the same man now he got you and you just doing my man used to say piano thing around here because the way you see yourself is that way. And sometimes going to therapy is just opening your mind to let you see that, you know, not everybody in this world is going to be way up. God needs some people down here, right? Like Paul said, we are like a body. Some people will be the feet, some people will be the legs, and some people will be the hands, some people will be the eyes, right? We all got different positions in the body. But are you in the right position?
Mm. Mm.
Check yourself out. And if you don't know about that, you don't know whether you are in the right position, then sometimes it's good to go and check out one of us to see whether you are thinking correctly, whether you are being limited by your own thoughts and your own mood. Remember, when you're depressed, you're not in the mood to talk, you're not in the mood to dance or be happy, right? And then you start the things you tell yourself when you're depressed also limit you and also keep you in that mood for depression, right? That's
Mm.
where you need new ideas, or you need somebody else, someplace where you can go and feel free and talk some of these things out so somebody can check you. Like the example Pastor Gentry gave. They asked the guy, you think your mom will think the way you're thinking?
Mm.
And he's like, no. That's what they call checking the person. You've been going all the time thinking like that,
Mm.
but Ado has been going in a circle
Mm.
hearing it from somebody else. And then you check your dress back in Liberia, English, and then you
Mm.
hear it, and you're like,
Mm.
oh, no. And that's how you start to recreate a new environment so that you can live that abundant life.
Okay. So, let me start with, you say the woman say all men are dogs. The other guy, so he asked the woman, he said, so your pa, he German Shepherd or he Bulldog? She got vexed. He said, you call my pa dog. You see, you just said just now all men are dog. I don't call your pa
Eh?
dog. I say all men are dogs. So, so
Mhm.
in this field, every therapist has modalities that we call it that he masters himself in, and they are his go-to place. So personally, I like what is called, and I treat myself along the line of the cognitive behavioral therapy or the person-centered therapy, and I see how that correlates with Bible so much. So, take for example, the person centered therapy tells you that every person has in it within them the capacity to solve problems, to take care of the issues that they are going through. They just need the environment to facilitate them recognizing that thing. That's Bible. That's Bible. The cognitive behavior therapy tell you, say, when something is wrong with the way you think, it will affect the way you feel and the way you behave. That's Bible. As a man thinketh, so is he.
Mm.
You think wrong, you will live wrong.
Yeah.
That's
True.
Bible. We tell people, their self affirmation. Trying to get people to say the right things, positive affirmation, say the right thing, because the more you say it, you will start to, just to rewire their neural pathway. And the more you say it, you will start to think it, believe it, and all that. In in church, we say positive confession. Life and death lies in the power of the tongue. That's Bible. So there's no way a therapy is contrary to Bible. It's just the science of helping you to probe, giving you the free space, and then we probe and help you to, as we talk about it, ask you the questions, and most of the time, and Dr. Bang, Tell me, most of the interventions or skills learned, just ask the question, all that. Sometimes, most times, we just facilitate the process, you know, the clients themselves, because that's all counseling and therapy is, you know, helping the client, facilitating the client that they will be self-empowered. They will find that's why, with the treatment planning and all that, and what kind of what's your goal for therapy? That's the client that say their own goal for therapy and participate in planning their treatment. So this is all that it is. It's not against Bible. It just reinforces the Bible.
Okay, so I'm gonna ask you guys this last question, and then we're gonna go in the comment section because I see a lot of questions here in the comment section. Dr. Klein is trying his best to answer some, but we want to make sure that um our audience, listening audience that's sitting in the pew or in the front row seat and asking the questions and want to hear it out, being read out and stuff like that. I want to make sure we are recognizing it and making sure that the views and the questions and the voices are being heard. So let's talk about the why, the big why. Why? Um I also quickly, before I go into that question, let me just quickly say a birthday shout out to all my February people, sis Asifin, sis Sata, sis Chika, Pastor Russell, who else? Evelyn Marsh, myself, um, Karen, all the birthday people. I want to say shout out to you. We still celebrating our birthday. We celebrate.
Belated birthday with Image, man. Huh?
We will celebrate the birthday.
Yeah,
All the
man.
January people, you give up 1 week. But let's talk about this big question. Why? Why behind the scene? The silence. Okay? The silence. Why do you think mental health struggles still carry such a strong stigma in our community, even among people of faith?
Yeah, so let me kick off here again. The why. One, the fear of judgment, the gossip. People worry that the story will become public, and everybody will know what they're going through and all that. And to address that, you got to know that, like any other practice, clinical practice, confidentiality is one of the ethical requirements. Okay, so it's not it's not an it's not if and in, except for the exceptions to that where you harming yourself or you're harming somebody or something like that. But we are required. So is that fear of also gossip or judgment? Um, Therapy, counseling is a non-judgmental space. Okay. Uh, then there's also theological misunderstanding. Like I said, um, um, an understanding that once you say this thing is happening to me, then you're not spiritual or you lack faith. Is that theological misunderstanding? But true faith is expressed through. James says, "Show me your faith, uh, and I will show you my own faith with my works." Okay, true faith is expressed by the things you do. So, say you got faith that you will be healed and all that. You step out and find the help that you need. Then you already have faith. Okay, but there's the theological misunderstanding, but also there's the cultural survival habits. Some communities, some culture, people learn to endure quietly. You know, and sharing um, that things are happening to you is a sign of weakness. Is putting our family business also, and so. How many marriages suffer and break up for things that they could have found help?
Yeah.
You know, culture suffer the issues of culture. Sometimes uh, leadership struggle. I'm a leader. If I admit I'm struggling, people will question my calling. So I can admit it. I die in silence.
Wow.
You know, um, but Dr. Kwan talked about it. The lack of mental health literacy. Like we're all talking here. By the time people think mental health, they think crazy, uh, delusional. You know, uh, those kind of things. And then there's the shame language that's associated. So when you say therapy, others say, "Oh, you crazy now? What wrong with you?" So, because of these reasons, people avoid, stay away from seeking help. You know, the why behind the silence. People stay away from seeking help. Like I said, you talking to people. Um, these Caucasians, the people come, yeah. Says everything you will not believe it. The people come. Sometimes you say, "Why you coming? Um, what's happening?" The thing they're presenting. Um, one parent has this approach to parenting. Another parent has another approach based on their upbringing and all that. And these different approaches, they're clutching how to bring the children up. So, just to talk through how we can parent to come on the same page. People come to therapy for that. Our own, we sit down, we say, either my way or no way, and we
Mm-hmm.
do it until it breaks us up, you know. Or then we go to family or we go to a third party without the training and it's something, in the judgmental space. No, you shouldn't have done it that way. It's wrong. Some of your men, some of your women,
If it were me.
if it were me, you know, so in the kind of spaces, and you get the wrong counsel, you get the wrong guidance. But so that's why people stay away from, some of the why behind why people stay away from from these things, But especially in the church, wrong theology. I'm telling you, wrong theology is suffering us in many, many, many. And don't let me go down that road, sir, because the wrong theology is suffering the amount of things that, yes, wrong theology. So, um, you know, those are things that keep people away from um, therapy.
Yeah. If I should come in, sometimes it's just lack of knowledge, right? Where it says, without knowledge, the people can perish also. Um, some people don't know what's happening to them, and they're not curious enough to find out. So it's lack of knowledge, and sometimes bad knowledge, because there's some people hear something that is not true, but they don't have the curiosity or the impetus to go find out what the truth is, right? But asking questions like, the studies will show that people with untreated mental illnesses, they die 10 to 20 years sooner than if they have had their conditions treated, right? It is not the depression specifically that kills them. But when you are depressed, there's a lot of things that you could be doing to stay healthy that you don't do. Actually, it says people with mental illnesses, the number one killer is heart problem, right? Cardiovascular problem. But that's because they're not thinking straight or they're not feeling straight. So they don't do the kind of things that will improve their heart conditions or their health conditions so that they can live the optimal life for which a Savior died for them, right? All right. Lack of information and a lot of wrong information, and sometimes it gets into this loop. Depression means a lack of desire or impetus to do something that you know is good for you. Or even when you try to do it, you don't feel the pleasure it once gave you, so you even stop trying, right? But it is that lack of desire to do what you know is good for you that also leads you into doing what is not good for you. And that's how these things end up killing people, right? So it is not the depression directly, but what happens to you because you did not treat the depression or the schizophrenia or something, right? You guys have seen how suicide rates have risen to the highest, so people just get so frustrated. And they're like, well, my life is not worth living. If you got a savior out there that say your life is worth as much as his, so that he gave his life for you, and then you like, you know what, my life is not worth. And then you start to do things that take out not just the excitement, but also might end up taking out your whole life by doing things contrary to those things that engender life, right? But anyways, the stigma is still around because even those people that know the truth are still hiding it, right? We got a lot of people that are on medication for depression, but they still hiding it, right? They want nobody to know they get depression, right? But those of you that got depression, if you went to Google and you want to Google right now and say famous people with mental illness, right? The list will go from United States presidents all the way down to Hollywood stars and all that. There's a lot of United States presidents that had depression and some other conditions, right? And they were still able to become presidents because they're taking their medication, right? A lot of the BP people you see, the doctors, one of the questions out there is it true most of mental health professionals or psychiatrists also have mental illnesses? It's a common joke in psychiatry that those of us that come into psychiatry, we figure something wrong with us first, then we go figure out what wrong with us, right? We go there to find out what wrong with us, and then once we find it out, then we come back to help other people too, right? No normal person that sitting down that thinks there's nothing wrong with them will say, okay, they want to be lawyer or engineer, they won't go into psychiatry. We are saying we figure something we a little bit different than other people. Then we go to find out what's wrong with us. And then when we find out, then we come back to help other people. That's why sometimes people can call me evangelist. I say yes. Because evangelism is somebody will find good news somewhere and they bring it out to tell everybody. The way you're feeling and the way you're thinking, there's help.
Okay.
Just go get the help.
And since Evelyn, before you come in here, let me do this joke. How many of us came to this country coming out of war in Liberia, July 4th, when the people doing their fireworks? Okay, well, you're laughing, you're laughing. The first time I heard it, I dropped on the bed. I
You
took
took
over.
over.
Yes.
Yeah.
I said, what kind of business is it? When should you go out there and all that? Little poor laughing. But you are coming for, you see, but we never got, treated. So some of the things that, and he was talking about PTSD, you
Mhm.
know, some of the things that, and you know that you still got PTSD when these things happen and they triggers and the thing that the emotional response it's still giving you till now. You know you're still carrying some PTSD. You've never had and talk it over. Um, um, I was privileged to do it and work with a law enforcement, had near death situation, then see somebody shot before you. And I mean, that thing, it hit your pop. It's like, every time people in you in a tense situation, it goes back. His mind goes back to that, and he responds differently. So he came to therapy. Okay, and PTSD, common, especially in our place, all that we've been through, but we're just going. Okay, and you wonder why we quickly get vexed. We yes, and there's no emotional regulation. You couldn't respond. We make the emotional decisions, not rational decisions. Again, we don't have time to go to the three parts of the brain, and where we should be, our prefrontal cortex, where we should be thinking and reasoning from. But we go to the place where the emotions and everything sit, and that's where we make, because the things we've been through. Okay, and so again, because of these, like you said, lack of knowledge, and all these different reasons we've given, people refuse to go and seek help, and it has been an issue. It continues to be an issue in the church.
I'm sitting here quietly because I really love the answers and the way the both of you are breaking it down, and and just explaining it for us to understand. um and when you are experts in your field, this is what it means. But I love the fact that Dr. Kwan said they too not normal people. Because,
But every therapist need a therapist.
but we will come back. This is very important. We have a lot of, and please, Pastor John will reach out to you and see if you have the schedule, because Dr. Kwan is by force. We already have him,
Hmm.
but but these topics, to be honest, especially with Christians and mental health, is very important because we are silently suffering. We are dying slowly in the churches from these things. And all we don't want to seek help because of the stigma, like you said, and then because we feel we are pastors or we are ministers, or because people know us by name, and we are dying slowly. But there's a pain, you know. We have leper going on. We have something going on in our corner, but we don't want to seek the help. And so
Mm.
I think we need to really talk about it more. It's close to home for me. And but yeah, but Pujupu, I know Dr. Pan has answered a couple of the questions. So
Yeah, same doing his thing.
let, let's go through as quickly as possible so we can be done here. But I really love the way you guys are breaking it down. Thank you so much.
Okay, this one is from Cyrus. He said, always a pleasure watching this show. Oh, okay, well, I read that already.
Yeah.
You're here high because you are Evelyn Marsh's daughter.
Okay, we'll take it.
Thank you for picking on me. Uh, Sis Emma, she said, Pastor Ginger Taylor.
My
My
pastor.
people, my pastor. Uh, my people, plenty of book people on the show tonight.
Yeah.
We want to welcome Sis Promise. Sis Martha, welcome.
Pastor EMCSC in the house.
I have my auntie in the house, Auntie
Hey,
Sarah.
Sarah.
Welcome. Dr. Brown answered this, but I'm just going to echo it on here from Pastor Russell. He said, I'm not sure, but could it have been the way mental health was described in the past as craziness? In America, probably in Liberia too, it was institutionalized. Patients were not put in institution for other kinds of illnesses, but people were or are still kept in isolation for mental health. not because it was wrong, but how individuals were treated in those situations. Now the law has changed the way we support people, like restraints is a use as a last resort.
Yeah. Got the
He
platform.
said, I'm speaking about shame and stigma. Uncle Mike, he said, shout out to my boy Judah, an original alumni of EMCLC. Happy birthday
Happy
yesterday.
birthday,
Happy
Judah.
birthday,
Happy
Judah.
birthday, blessing. We love you. Yes, he is.
The original founders.
Yeah.
Brother Mike, he says, Sir, do you think that 1 in 7 people globally live with mental disorder? If yes, would it be possible that some of the mental health professional could have serious mental disorder? What effect will that have on their patients? Um,
Dr.
Mr.
Paul
Khan,
already
I believe
talking
you
about it.
answered that. Okay, he says, so true, Pastor Jandre. But then here's the answer Dr. Kwan gave. He said, Brother Mike, there is a saying in psychiatry that mental health professional gets into their own professionals to first figure out themselves. What the man said is so just so y'all know.
The man stands first. He said it.
Welcome, Pastor Bentmore. He said that he was gonna
Welcome,
Tony.
Dad. Thanks for being here, my dad. My
He
dad gave
said
me a
so
gift today,
true.
so we're still celebrating the birthday.
Oh
I
Lord
love you,
Jesus.
Daddy.
Hey, God.
Daddy, I'm a daddy girl.
Yes, sorry.
I don't know. They born you in the shortest month,
We in
and you
March,
are
but the birthday
expanding
still
it.
going.
And they were going to born you in March. I think we'll go all the way to July.
Welcome, Pastor Sonaga. Welcome,
Welcome,
welcome.
Pastor
Thank you
Uh,
for
Dad.
tuning in. Pastor David, Grandpa, hello. Welcome again.
Hi, Daddy.
He said, where does mental health derive from? Drug alcoholism, demonetization, family related or PTSD, anxiety, and the list goes on. Because if it was from drug and alcohol, then you created your own mental health problems by smoking and drinking like a cow.
That's my dad.
Welcome again. Email, welcome. He said this is a good topic.
Welcome, email.
Welcome. There's a viewer on one of our platform. We want to say welcome. I believe Star Wars. Welcome.
Welcome, dear.
Brother Mike, he's here. He said this topic is centered around integrating mental health discussion into everyday life, reducing stigma and promoting acceptance of mental health challenges as a common experience. Take into consideration how some society react to the fact of someone having mental disorder, especially our Liberian community, who will say that the person is crazy. How do you approach such society with such topic? Dr. Kwan, did you come in on this one?
hmm
Oh, okay. We'll go down to the answer on
It's
that.
been
I believe the men came
forever,
in.
and I think they've been talking about it.
Yeah.
You're not crazy. I mean, just check.
Pas- Pastor Russell, he said, I tell you, Doc, I need I need to see some of you. I have been so bothered by the war around the world.
Dr. Ba is here for
I'm
you.
available.
Pastor Russell, y'all would just lecture.
Hmm.
You just talk to him.
Says Sharon, she said, I hear you, Doc. And then you come back for Grandpa. Grandpa, that Takpan say, Pastor David Young, there are several types of mental illnesses and just as many sources of origin. Some conditions are hereditary or genetic. Some of the stress in some of the stress indites and some
So,
are substance or
Induce.
yes.
drug induced. Okay, split into two, sorry. Okay, he said also One way to reduce the stigma is what we are doing, providing education. Another way is through testimonies, people who have sought treatment and got help telling their stories, like Teen Challenge.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Brother Mike, he said, what strategies can be employed to reduce stigma surrounding mental health, and what are the personal stories and experience that can help humanize mental health struggles and encourage open discussion? Uncle Mike, I mean, not Uncle Mike, but Dr. Kwan in the comment section plenty. Pastor Sonica, he said they said that it is witchcraft because they don't believe. Uncle Mike, are there long-term consequences of not normalizing mental health discussion, and how can we effectively address this issue considering our Liberian society? We special. Now all I can say, we very special. Because I only we the one who always look at it the other way. He said that's a good point, Pastor Russell. He said that's a good point, man of God. If we don't acknowledge and identify the main issue, we cannot move forward. I realize in science and mental and medical field, the experts are very good at identifying and giving names to new diseases or sicknesses before they start treating that problem. Tuberculosis was identified, described, and then given a name before it even begin treating. Acknowledgement is a key to solving problems.
Yeah.
That's
So they just
profound.
started doing testing and started treating things before they start naming it.
That's
Mhm.
profound. Pastor Russell, that's profound.
I just learning that one. Pastor Sonica, your question, Pastor that yeah, Pastor Pan. Pastor Pan said,
We all inside today.
Pastor Pan said, Dr. Sonica, yeah,
That is it. Keep going.
yeah. Pastor Seneca, witchcraft does exist, but it is a whole different show. However, Christians should not believe that witchcraft has power over them. If confronted, we can and do win witchcraft over every
Every time.
time.
Every
Okay.
time.
Then
Yeah.
Yeah.
YouTube always splitting the blame.
Yeah. The ME needs help.
Yeah. Um, Pastor Russell, thanks, woman of God. Happy birthday to you too. Ah, wow. The birthday thing is still going
I'm
on.
telling you, man. I agree to the 1 week thing because me and Mash baby, but I think we will take our 1 week back.
No, Tata Kwan will take to 2 weeks. I beg you. Tata Kwan was answering Brother Mike. He said, Brother Mike, long-term consequences for chronic mental health illness include living less than your potential and dying sooner than you have. Mm, my God. Mother Rex, we want to say welcome.
Says V.
Welcome. She said, Amen. You feel
Psychologically sick.
Psychologically, see.
down.
Mhm. We
That
get a
was
master with all today.
All the poor people here, yeah, will be go with it. Mother Ray, she said, what can be done to educate parents so they will be more aware of mental
Challenge.
health challenges?
Mm.
All right, I did not answer that one because I want to talk about it.
okay.
All right. Parents have to lead by example, right?
Mm-hmm.
So, one way we have been able to make it easy to get to younger children is by engaging the parents, right? Okay. The parents create the environment the children live in. So the children also watch it. If you have parents who cannot admit that they have problems, how you think the children gonna admit they got problems? If you got parents who think mental illness is a lifetime condemnation, you're not gonna get good jobs, or you might enter in an institution. If the parents believe that, how you think the children going to accept that there's something wrong with them? If the parents keep calling their children stupid, or you will never, you're useless, you will never amount to anything, right? That normalizes the children's shortcoming, so that they themselves don't really, they think something being wrong with them is normal, because that's the parents' vision for them, right? So one way to get the parents to even start to seek help for the children is first to make sure where the parents stand on these issues, because the parents that we see that understand that their children might have issue are parents who have already accepted the fact that mental illnesses are normal occurrences or reactions to things that happen in life. So once we get the parents to understand what mental illnesses are, it's easy to bring the children along. And you'll see their parents will sometimes schedule a family therapy where they will come with their own children, and then they themselves will learn a few things from there. That makes it easy for the children to come to get involved with treatment.
Yeah. So something else that I do that I did not talk about. I also do school-based therapy, and I work with kids. Some as young as 5 years old, and many of the kids I work with, some of their presenting issues include anxiety, PTSD, ADHD, but a lot with this emotional dysregulation. Some suffer self-esteem, have self-esteem issues that lead them into all the tantrums and different anger issues. As you probe, you find that out. And obviously, some are on the spectrum. But when we're doing the intake with the parents, you will soon find out that some of one or both of the parents will tell you, we got mental health issues in our family, and or there was a drug and alcohol use, or I had heavy anxiety growing up, or they will tell you something that kind of shows some link. Okay. And just imagine a parent who's afraid of their 5-year-old son,
Hmm?
you know, and would come to therapy and want you to take. So, good question. We sit with the parent and make sure that whatever we're doing in therapy in the school, they don't be doing something else at home. Okay, so we can all be on the same page if we're going to help this child.
It's very important.
You
Te-
know, it,
Teamwork.
it, yes, if we're going to help this child, if what we're doing in the school is not the same as what you're doing at home, sometimes you make that situation even more difficult, because that contradiction confuses them. They don't know which side to trust. So parents need to be aware. Okay, say a child who is having tantrums because they're seeking attention and they feel not wanted and not loved and all that. Um, you know, Helping them to know that you are worth something, and the self affirmation and these different interventions. We tell parents, be aware when the child comes home, when the child is doing this, these are other things that you can do to help the child, and regulate and do better, you know, um, in their behavior.
Some of them
So,
can listen.
eh?
Some of them can listen.
some of the parents. Yeah, but and I tell them it's not, if you're not working along with the therapist, if it's not a teamwork, if what is done, because guess what, the child stays, maybe in a week I see the child 1 hour or 30 minutes or 45 minutes, and the child stays the rest of the time with you. So if what the child is learning, is not something you yourself would mirror or do at home, then it's almost a fruitless effort.
Yeah.
Okay, so educating parents on the importance of mental health and the different challenges the kids are feeling. You know, I leave you with this story. The child comes, the mom said all the complaints she's having from school, but she doesn't see it. She doesn't see them at home. The child doesn't feel good enough. He doesn't feel like he fits in. He thinks everybody else in his class and his friends are better than him. He's having this self-esteem and issue. And why is all that happening? The child goes home, and nothing he or she, I mean, he does, not he or she, but there's nothing he does. Um, you know, he talks about sports. He's not encouraged to do it. He talks about he talk about the things that he has told his parents that he wants to be involved with, and they don't pay him any attention. And so, because he doesn't feel up to his friends when he goes to school, that when he pull up to seek the attention, everybody else get attention because he can do this, he can do that, and he thinks that he can do anything, you know. And he plays like that at, I mean, he misbehaves like that at school, and just from the probing. So we had to talk to the parent, and ask. And they say, oh, we gave him the iPad, and we gave him, he watch TV. And no, see, have you ever found out things that he wants to do, and we ain't got the time to do this, we ain't got the time to do that. I say, well, this is where his problem is coming from. So um, um, we need to work with parents, and parents need to work with the therapist also to help the children, knowing the challenges they're going through.
Okay.
Alrighty. Mother Rex, she says, so if those with money are if those with money are overcome by their issues, what hope is there for the layman?
Uneko.
Dr. Kwan answer A here. He say, Mother Rex, money is not the problem. The Bible says it is the love of money that causes the problem. Nathaniel, he said, Nate here just
Nay.
started watching. Very important topic. Welcome, Nate. I mean, Nat. Mhm. Um, Greater Psychiatry and Wellness. I don't know who you are, but welcome. Is that drug and alcohol are medical problems, not mental illness?
Okay.
Thank you. Dr.
Oh,
Kwan
yeah,
says, while while withdrawal from drug and alcohol are um sorry,
There are
well,
definitely medical problems.
while withdrawal from drug and alcohol are at the
definitely.
Definitely.
definitely medical problems, there are several mental health conditions that are induced by drug and alcohol.
Yeah.
Pastor Scott, he said, that is the belief of the people. They put all their problems on witchcraft. But Tata Scott and Pastor Scott, they witchcrafting today. Not supposed to be.
We have to dive into that
Uh,
wisdom.
yeah, I told you that's a
How they
different
come here and
show. We
read
can
for your
have a
man
whole
talk about
show.
witchcraft?
Well,
We can
what
have a
about
whole show on it.
Mother Ray, she said, agree. Self affirmation is powerful. See positive statement and hear it from parents also. That would be it from the comment section.
okay?
However, I want to welcome Sis Rosalie Momo,
Welcome, Rose.
um, Obakpolo, welcome.
Welcome,
I already welcome Pastor Scott and Grace Flomo. Sis Grace, we want to say welcome, and Knit, we want
welcome.
to say welcome again. Thank you
MCLC all
guys.
the way. Yeah, thanks for the support.
Thank you guys for tuning in tonight. I will turn it back over to you, Mother.
Okay, so we every good and bad things has an expiration date and has an ending. So let's bring it. Dr. Kwan, I have a quick question before I forget. Do you also deal with kids?
Yes.
Okay.
Currently, my youngest patient is 6 years old, and the
Okay.
oldest
The
one
who?
is 88. I said my youngest patient right now is 6 years old, and the oldest one is 88.
Because Pastor Ginger was talking, just now, and um listening to the kids, because there are some kids who go to school and they have different personality at school, but they're at home is different. So there
Mhm.
is like, so what is going on? What is it at home? I mean, at school that's causing you to be misbehave when you are coming from a home that have,
Yeah,
you know.
yeah.
So, and he mentioned it just now, so that came to mind. So that's something too that I can recommend to some of the parents that I know in a situation like this, that they can come and talk to you guys. Maybe just having this conversation, you see, like what we're talking now, just sitting down
Mhm.
with you and talking to you. The kids too might be able to say out, exactly what they're feeling and what is going on, what causing that, if they can talk to. Yeah.
Yep.
So I asked the question. Oh,
The environment has a lot to do with behaviors. So yes, we'll be willing to see them and talk to them and see what's going on.
okay. So you think that the environment at the school is triggering something?
Either at school or at home, right? We live in an environment, and the environment we live in also impacts the way we think, the way we feel, and the way we behave. So sometimes it can be a organic thing, right? Where certain scent, certain smell, certain other people, it can be organic, but it can also just be psychological, where just seeing certain people or the way certain people talk to them triggers something else in them that impacts their behavior in a certain way. Right? So just being mindful about that, right? Just being mindful about that
Dr.
can
Kwan,
actually, yeah,
you matcha and you who you not misbehave at whom you go outside you misbehave they are get phone call flog you.
yeah, but that might be the problem, you know. So then it's like if the child is at home and they're behaving because they're fear of you flogging them, you're not really teaching them what to do in situations, and they're living there in fear, which is different. So when they get to school where there is no threat of being whipped, then their behaviors come out,
Yeah,
but they don't know what to do because you never taught them what to do, right? They're with you and they only live in fear, so they never learned how to behave when they are stressed out, or even how to argue without cursing. In other words, you never taught them because you never gave them that window to open up so you can teach them, and then they never learn it. Now when they get outside and they get confronted with a situation that they don't know how to respond to. All they're doing is just reactions, right? And
There's
they're
a
doing the
huge
best they can.
there's a huge difference between punishment and consequence. A huge difference. And many a times in our
Ah, we're
way,
going to wrap this show up. It can be a whole new topic.
You know,
But you know what? You guys will have to come back. To be
yes.
honest, this is a
I,
good.
I want to come in there on what the statement that I made. But we'll come when y'all come back. There's
We'll
something
come
we
ah,
back.
gotta handle.
Guys,
ah,
they have to. They will come back.
mm,
I mean, like I said, I like the way you guys are really unfolding a lot of things when it comes to this topic. And so we will come back and continue on the topic, especially for kids. I'm interested in because I think we have dealt with a lot of the older people about mental health and all that kind of stuff. And something that was said just now, you see, now I'm able to refer my kids, even if it's just to come and sit down and talk. Those kids that are having these problems, yeah, just to talk, and maybe it will help the parents because I didn't think about that. And now, so y'all will come back, please, please, please,
I
please.
wanted a child I need.
Yeah.
yeah, yeah,
Okay, so,
yeah. Your time
Pastor
over
Johnson,
now.
why you laughing?
so we're gonna have
Yeah.
if the parting statement, but before they do that, I want Pastor Jandre to stay on here and be able to refer people to his body on this other side as well. So push put that run quickly into the flyer that you have here, and then they will give the parting statement and we'll be done. So let's do it as quickly as possible.
Alrighty. Pastor Gendre,
yeah,
it is all yours.
No, you go right ahead. I just want him here
Okay.
to
All
see.
right, ladies and gentlemen, again, we are still on the topic of mental health. It will be coming up here and there as we see the need, as the need fits. So I just want to take the time, we've been talking about this over and over, and we have our own doctor here that specializes in mental health. As you hear, he deal with children as well. So if you are dealing with something up there like me, or my screw missing, we got to be going back and tightening it, or you feel some type of way, you feel like you don't the weight that's upon your shoulder, you can't carry it anymore, and you just need somebody to talk to see what can be done about that weight, to relieve that burden that you're carrying on. Well, God first, but you just want somebody to give you a listening ear. We have the specialized doctor on here, and that is Dr. Kwan. So we are here again on behalf of the Evelyn Marsh Network.
Next
We're in
one
collaboration
with
with Essential Care
care
Center
center.
that is owned by Dr. Ban, the CEO, our only doctor on this show here. So
Mhm.
please, if you are going through something, if you are struggling, you need help, and you just want somebody to talk to, visit www.essentialcarecenter.com and book your appointment and meet with the man. And when you're booking your appointment, don't forget to use the code EMN, because
Amen.
once that code is on that appointment, he knows that you are referred from here, and you have that 30 minutes to talk it ear out. You can lay it all out. What are he steady say he tired just talking, because that's your free session. It is from EMN. That's your free section. You can do whatever you want within that section. You can either do it via telehealth, or you can go in person, and that in person address here is 3101 Alvin Street, Minneapolis, Minnesota 55403. Or you can also contact the number 612-441-2024. Now, if you book your appointment online, that telehealth link will come to you. It will not be from on this number. You can sit down on your phone or on your computer and have that discussion with him, and he will walk you through. Now, if at all that 30-minute ends and you say, but I like the way you walk me through certain things and I want to book you, you can go back again, rebook. But this time around, that whole 30-minute session not for you again. That
Tafini.
telemedication now for you. You can still use the code EMN. If you're paying with cash, there will be a 10% discount. But if you are not paying with cash and it's going to the insurance, it between you and God. That one I not inside it. So that it there. So let us utilize this promotion that is going on. We will always keep promoting the man because this is his business. This is how he runs his clinic, and also this is how he provides for his family. So let us not forget. Promote, go and see the man. You don't have to be crazy like we Liberian think. It's not all about craziness. No, we can also be dealing with the grieving process. It's not easy. It's not easy to get over the loss of a loved one. You can also contact him. Whatever trauma that you're experiencing from the wartime, from your parents telling you they don't love you, or they don't love you, or they never told you they love you before, and that thing playing on you, and you see other parents there or other family member there communicating with one another and expressing that love, that trauma still plays on you. Contact the man. He will help you through it. We're talking about love today, so I have to throw that there. But anyways, thank you all again for y'all take a picture of the flyer. All the details that you need is right on there. And you can visit the man. Or you go to essential care. Or if you think it is too hard to read, just type in essential care center. It will pull up on Google. So thank you guys for tuning in tonight.
Party statement. Any of any of you can go first.
Yeah, I want to thank you for allowing us on the platform. It's been a great learning exchange, great questions. I love the audience, their engagements, great questions, great contributions. The thing is, the church community is where people doesn't have to be a place where people have to choose between faith and getting help.
Yeah.
Okay, let it be known to be this not judgmental space and with compassion and and let people be able to not suffer in silence, but really find safe support and get the help they need. So let's because the truth is, if if you're really humble, you know, you will find help. You will admit that I need help, and so let's make it a space where people are not judged, but they're encouraged to find help when they're going through, so they can be open to say the things they need to say, and get the help that they need. But thank you again for allowing us on your platform. It's been great. In the interaction, the interaction has been great and a great learning exchange.
Thank you, Pastor Jojo. We're so honored to have you on. What an awesome night, an awesome discussion.
All right. I'm always here. Sometimes voluntarily, and other time by force. But I committed to be a. I'm a mental health professional. I love what I do, and I also love my people. And like we said earlier, guys, we are resources that are provided for you. So use it. What got me to open my own clinic? I was working for the biggest mental health private clinic system here. It used to be called Nystrom. I had 800 patients, and less than 40 of them were African people.
Hmm.
It's like, okay, oh, these are the people that raised me, they brought me all the way here. They're still taking care of me, and I have knowledge and resources, and not helping them. And then what we were hearing was, our people were afraid to go to these places. So I said, okay, maybe if I open a clinic run by just African people, our people will come there. So that's what we are working on. We have our own clinic. It's mostly African people there. so that our people can free easy to come and open up. But if you want to open up to white people, we can also provide your white person as well. It is not normal for you to have a condition and then sit down there and suffer this whole time just because you had some kind of thought distortions or you are afraid of something. God did not give you a spirit of fear. He didn't give it to you. So come and just ask questions. The only way to get rid of fear is through knowledge. You
Mhm.
ask questions. Even Nicodemus was a big man. He waited till in the night and then he went to Jesus and still asked questions, right?
Yeah, yeah.
So ask questions. These days they got telephones, they got virtual visits, they got people who can just call, make the appointment. You stay in your own house. We send you a link, and then you turn the video on just like this, and you can talk your story from anywhere you want to talk. There are less and less excuses why you can't get help. So I beg you, my people, get the help you need. It can be from me, from Gentry, or from somebody else. But Jesus died for you to have an abundant life. And if the life you're living right now is not abundant, go ask some questions and see whether you can go to the next level. Thank you for being here. I will be here, like I said, voluntarily or by force.
Thank you, Dr. Kwan. We love you, and we it's always a pleasure having you. Oh, Dr. Kwan said
Alrighty.
to say
Oh,
hello. He gone.
igual agua. the
Yes.
the doctor was supposed to say. We want to say welcome, Sis Sarah. We say welcome, welcome to the Evelyn Marsh Network. And
That
then
he gotta go. Oh, go back to that name, Jubu.
1 second.
The one you just
Yes,
is that Pastor Sarah Kinama?
yeah.
Welcome, Mama. We are so honored to have you on here tonight. What an honor. Thank you so much for being on here.
All right, sis.
Dr. Kwan, maybe Dr. Kwan can answer the question for his buddy.
Oh, Doctor
I
Pastor
mean,
Gendre, you mean?
Pastor Drendy. That is City. Amen.
Sis Alberta Taylor. She said, "Hello, Doctor Kwan. Do you preserve psychiatry, mental health, nurse practitioner students?"
Oh,
Yes, it does.
Okay, there
okay.
you go.
Yes, he
Amen.
does. So reach out to him.
So you can reach out, check out Essential Care Center. The number is there. You can call him directly, and then I
Give
can
him the code EMN. He will accept it.
EMN. There
Yeah.
you go. That's the code. The promotional code, the discount code, the referral code, everything is in there. EMN.
And yeah.
Alrighty.
So
Again, like we said, all good things must come to an end. It was an awesome show. We had the doctor and the evangelist on the line here. The doctor, the pastor, the evangelist, you name it all. We have it.
he gonna
We
be
had it on here tonight.
the prophet,
And
the archbishop, the apostle, the apostle.
y'all see the last man standing. That my newfound friend. Y'all will not understand. Y'all will not understand. But again, we want to say we love you all by fire, by force. Like my mom can say, we love you by force only on this platform. The
Yeah.
love is overflowing, overwhelming, is just, yeah, you
We
name it. But we want to say we love you guys. Thank you so much. It is all because of every one of you guys that we are able to come on this platform every Sunday. Now, continue to subscribe to our channels, invite others. Let us make this channel a great one. Again, this discussion will be aired on Success FM on Radio Success FM in Liberia, Maigibi County. So those of you that are watching from on Facebook now, but you want to catch a recap of it, it will be aired tomorrow on Success FM Radio. So It is for everyone. This is educational. It's every Sunday. We bring on different people. If you also know you are having your business, you're having a book lunch, you are going through some kind of thing, and you just want to come and yell or scream, you can contact us. Our number is flowing right here, 612-426-1353. You can just look at that number and call and say, hey, I want to come on the Evelyn Marsh Network. How can I come on? Or whatever your topic is, just let us know. And when you do let us know, we will need your picture as well to create that flyer for awareness. And you will get the spot to come on. So don't forget, we are here for everyone. It's
Everyone.
not limited. We are here to promote, we are here to evangelize all the 6 E's.
Mhm.
So don't forget,
Power. Yeah.
you have
Elevate.
your church, you have your ministry, whatever you got going on. It's not just for Christian, but it will be only Christian music, Christian discussion, educational stuff. But yeah, thank you guys again for tuning in. We love you guys so much. Have a blessed night.
Thank you. Thank you so much. We love you and we love you by force. Thank you for spending the evening with us. We are here every Sunday at 7 p.m. And sometimes we can go overboard like what we did tonight because the topic is just such an awesome topic and a lot of information. But they are going to come back with another topic. But I want to say to all of us, if you know the way you're supposed to feel, think, or behave, you are not, it's not happening the normal way for you. That means there is an issue. Forget about the name, forget about who you are, forget about what you think you are, and seek help so you can live that abundant life that God has promised us. If you have a mental disorder, it doesn't mean you are crazy. Go and talk to somebody and seek that help. Forget about the stigma. It's all about your life and your happiness. So go and seek help. And again, we love you and we love you by force. So at this time, I'm going to leave you with my birthday song. Happy
This
birthday,
song, this song,
everyone.
this song.
We love you by force. Yeah, I am. Michael, shout out to you, Michael Walker. Thanks for this song.
He not yet to never playing this song. I will
Yeah,
make flower with him.
go back and watch it. So, love you and bye. Here we go.
Yeah, well, Mars, today's your day. It is time to rejoice. The blessing of God is upon you. Begin to laugh so hard. Enjoy your day. Make a wish as the candles shake. Happy birthday, Heavenly Mars. This song's for you. Hey, hey. It's for every little dream coming true. Raise your glass, let the good times start. Happy birthday, Heavenly, from the bottom of my heart. Put on your dancing shoes. Jump right on the floor, let's start the party. Let's friends on the floor waiting, enjoy your day. Whoa, DJ start this song. Happy birthday, Heavenly March, this song's for you. Oh yeah, it's to every little dream coming true. Raise a glass, let the good times start. Happy birthday, Heavenly, from the bottom of my heart. Wishing you many more happy years to come. This night is all about you. If you fall, don't like give up. We are right here lifting you up, hand in hand. Happy birthday, slowly march. This song's for you. Here's to every little dream coming true. Begin the fun, let the good times start.